sold out.
This is the energy you get when you're witnessing a dream match live as we are right now.
Deservedly so, trending #1 worldwide.
Were you talking about the fan standing or the hairs on your arms? Because look at my hand.
Yeah.
This place is electric. Penta 1 week ago tonight faced off with LA Park, Elio del Fantasma, and Psycho Clown in a steel cage four-way match. The loser lost their mask. Obviously, Penta did not lose that match.
We'll talk about the schedule and
Cero Miedo, zero fear.
that's what he says his lifestyle is all about.
Taking off the glove. Trying to give Kenny a clearer look.
Ooh. Message heard.
Whoa! Rolling Solva to the midsection.
Off the ropes, Omega shoots Pentagon Jr. down now. Ooh, great leapfrog.
Oh! Kenny tried the back roll. Penta was right there, waiting with that kick across the ribs.
And if Kenny Omega has a weakness, it's the violent stuff, it's the street fighting, and that's what Penta's gonna try to do to the IWGP champion.
When this match was announced, Kenny Omega's exact reaction on being the Elite was the crazy guy from Impact, question mark. And Penta is so dangerous because not only is he a great wrestler, but we've seen it with Sami Callihan. We've seen it, we've seen it time and time again. He will do anything to pick up a victory.
Penta might be the most well-rounded luchador I've ever seen. Can literally work any style with that lung blower on Omega.
You're exactly right, Don. Perhaps the most versatile luchador, the most versatile export from Mexico City. As Kenny ducks out of the way.
Look at the face of this guy.
Omega up to the apron. Pentagon Jr. sends him down, now off the ropes. Got it! Hurricane Rana.
Omega so explosive. Can go from 0 to 100 in about a second and a half.
The Terminator is about to rise here in Chicago.
That's a long way to fly.
Omega, full head of steam. Penta back in.
Yeah, well scouted by Penta. Sling blade.
Sling blade, and he put him down on the back of his neck. You saw Kenny just wincing.
Look, man, no hand.
Chope caught hello by Pentagon.
And there's not many people that execute that quite like Omega, but Pentagon might be one of them.
And Pentagon with a significant weight advantage, as you see in the replay coming up. He came crashing down hard on Omega.
Delivering all of the body weight, 95 kilos, right into the shoulder, into the chest of Omega. And Don, we talked about the schedule of Pentagon. However, let's talk about the schedule of Omega, the G1. Grueling schedule.
The G1 is a brutal tournament. It takes place in Japan in the summer, where a lot of the buildings they wrestle in are over 100 degrees. Omega is banged up. Oh! Will that play a factor tonight? We're gonna find out.
He was banged up after Dominion and then went straight into the G1. Very little time for him to recuperate.
Let's not forget about the promotional schedule of the IWGP champion. Kenny Omega's a wrestler who never gets a day off.
No, he's in shoots for clothing, apparel, video games, you name it. He's the face of New Japan, deservedly so. Oh!
The spokesperson for Fire Pro Wrestling World, Kenny Omega, is now just being bodily thrown around. Ooh! The Sears Center by Penta. Oh, power slam on the floor.
Great counter, and I don't often say this, but Kenny Omega is getting out-strategized tonight.
You absolutely have to give credit where credit's due. A man that's held the Lucha Underground Championship. He's held many championships in PWG and MLW. He's been the Impact World Champion. As we celebrate wrestling here tonight, this is a man who in short order has really established quite a trophy case.
Oh, absolutely.
And the most impressive thing is it's both in and out of Mexico. As Don alluded to earlier, it's very rare for a luchador to have crossover success. I mean, you can probably less than less than 15?
And we're seeing one of them here tonight in our main event. Very small list. Oh!
Penta just lighting him up with that overhand chop.
Kenny Omega from Winnipeg, Manitoba, maybe the greatest wrestler ever to come out of Winnipeg.
But Don, you're
Tremendous
from Winnipeg.
7-star athlete. Yeah, well, don't count me.
Ooh.
Big chop.
Omega has Penta in the ropes. Got him. Big knife edge chop again.
Omega's chops sound like gunshots. He's got huge hands.
Wow. And that sounded like a shotgun blast into the hamstring of Omega.
Omega, you can see, just immediately clutching onto that hamstring. Cannot put any weight on it. You have to imagine pins and needles all throughout the left side of his lower extremities.
Penta, big clothesline into the corner. Really?
Sure.
We've been talking about embracing the moment and enjoying this moment. You can't do that with a guy like Omega.
Both men are great big match wrestlers.
Kenny putting on the green overalls. Going up to the top. Oh, knees up by Penta.
Kenny goes to that well a lot in Japan, well scouted by Penta.
Irish whip off the rope, sucks the clothesline. Omega full head of steam. Tornado DDT.
Just floated up, captured the head of Penta, and used his momentum to swing around and drive Penta his head first into the canvas.
The crowd in the rhythm of the Rise of the Terminator. Inside out springboard, got all of it.
Great body control by Kenny Omega, almost lost his footing, saved the move.
Cross body. He went way up high and came crashing down hard on Penta as we take another look.
Catching his balance, as you said, a pro's pro, knowing the move he wanted to go for and knowing what he had to do to execute it.
And we saw him crash and burn. I saw it up close at the Tokyo Dome, that same maneuver. So dangerous times there for Kenny Omega coming off that top turnbuckle.
It's Omega now going to the top. Sizing up Penta. Wow. Got him with a drop kick.
Yeah, might have blew that shoulder right out.
Just muscling up into the center of the ring. Oh, to the back of the head.
Cover, 2.
Penta able to kick out. An emphatic no out of the mouth of Penta. I mean, he has zero fear, but he has to know that he's in jeopardy.
Yes, indeed. As Omega now feeding off this sold-out crowd, 10,000 strong.
And this is the place you don't want to be with Omega. In line for the V-trigger, in the sights. Great counter by Penta, caught him on the point of the chin.
Off the ropes, Penta.
Waistlock. Penta reverses. Waistlock of his own. German suplex. Omega goes over the top. Discus elbow strike. Catch him right on the point of the jaw.
Full
Watch
Nelson.
out, Snapdragon.
Got him.
Omega up to his feet.
The Dragon Rush has now pushed the pendulum into the corner of Omega. Has him up, looking for the one-winged angel.
Oh, great counter here by Penta. Out the back door, into a power lung blower.
Long blower as Kenny's meter was filling up, but Penta with a great counter.
Oh, come on. 2 7/8 for Penta.
For the first time, both men down regrouping at the same time. This is a real pick'em between the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and a man who's really took North America by storm. And how rare is that to say? We're putting Penta in such elite company. But if you've never seen this guy before, you're getting a real treat here tonight. And he's on the precipice of defeating one of the very best in the world, Kenny Omega.
And there's no bigger Kenny Omega fan than me, but I gotta say, Pentagon ahead on points right now.
Big lariat by Kenny Omega taking Penta down after he missed the foot stomps. Now Omega has Penta up on the shoulders.
Oh,
Death Valley driver held on.
2.
No, Penta kicks out.
Great job, Omega holding onto that leg, turning that Death Valley driver into a great pinning combination. And now, I gotta think he's sniffing that V-trigger one more time.
You see the confidence pouring out of the visage of Omega.
Penta trying to pull himself up in the corner.
Meanwhile, Omega almost willing Penta to his feet. He wants him to get up.
He knows that V-trigger is coming!
Wow! And he never saw it coming, and that makes it that much worse.
V-trigger to the cerebral cortex of Penta.
Front face lock. It's Omega with Penta perched up top.
You'd be thinking avalanche brainbuster, but Penta just on instinct alone, clutching on for dear life.
Penta using that weight advantage to his advantage against Omega now on the top. Slips out the back.
Ooh! Takes out the hamstring again. The game plan for Penta now becoming crystal clear. Double stomp!
And Omega's head rang off the canvas.
Omega was hung up in the ropes.
2! No!
All 95 of Penta's kilos came crashing down on Kenny Omega's chest.
I've known Kenny Omega since he was 15 years old. His uncle helped train me, and I've never seen anyone get him with a lackadaisical cover like that.
It's going to take a lot more than that. You're absolutely right, Don, to pin a guy that's been through 75-minute wars.
Looking for the package pile driver, shouts to Big Kev. Nope.
Gets
Goes for
out.
the backslide. Kenny.
V-trigger!
He'll try to line it up on the point of the chin. If he does that, look at this now. Mind games from Pentagon.
Lined up. V-trigger!
And to withstand two V-triggers like that, square on the jaw, Penta as tough as they come.
Just roll out of the ring, for God's sake. What is he doing?
Oh!
Short stuff powerbomb.
V-trigger!
Point of the chin, and he might be out.
Cover! 2!
No, the ropes, the only thing keeping Pentagon Jr. alive.
Great ring awareness.
Omega bringing Penta back to his feet.
Looking for one-winged angel.
Looking for it indeed. Has him up. In position, electric chair style. Spins out.
Boot to the midsection. He's got him hooked in. Package.
Gets out of it. Caught. Omega.
Pump handle.
Go!
That's it.
1, 2.
No!
You see Omega's arm was not underneath the right leg of Pentagon. Otherwise, we would have had a 3 count, I believe.
And the fans here in Chicago on their feet.
And you have to wonder. We've seen Kreutzrath, we've seen the V-trigger. We just saw the Pentagon driver, that pump handle half Nelson driver. What is it gonna take? Does either man have enough left in the tank to even try their best shot? The silver bullet, can they find it?
As we talked about earlier, and I think it's been proven tonight, I don't know that Omega's ever been in the ring with anyone quite like Pentagon.
Chop to the chest of Penta. And another one from Omega, those huge hands.
These two guys holding one another upright with their own bodies. As now Omega, the boot to the side of the head of Penta.
Wow, that's a little bit of Spanish trash talk right there.
Not sure how Kenny's Spanish is, but that was very uncomplimentary.
How about Pentagon inviting this violence? I've never seen anyone ask for a V-trigger before.
He kicked him low.
Look out.
Oh, no. Looking for fear factor, that package pile driver on the apron. Penta, oh no.
He nailed it, and Omega's down, and he might be out.
Unbelievable.
And Penta bringing Omega back to his feet. We'll take a look at the replay. Fear factor, on the crown of his head, right across the apron.
And now Pentagon needs to finish it.
Going to the top, double stop.
Double stop to the chest.
Needs to get the pin now. Don't wait.
1, 2.
No.
Lackadaisical cover once again. You cannot do that. This is Kenny Omega, by God.
But in this stage of the match, Don, was it intentional? Does Penta even have anything left to go for the tight cover?
You can't argue with Penta's psychological game plan so far.
Don, counter argument. It was a lackadaisical cover, but it was still a 2.99.
Look out! Kick to the midsection. Omega. Oh, fear factor of his own. Got the world! He planted him! 1, 2, no!
Penta with enough left. And now Penta needs to get out of the range of the V-trigger.
Big trigger!
Right on the money!
Has him up!
And Penta's out on his feet.
1, no!
Another great counter by Pentagon on Omega.
Oh, he loves to go for the arm. He loves to go for the arm.
He's got the arm captured.
He's gonna break it.
No.
He's gonna
no.
break it.
Oh.
He's gonna break it.
Cinched in!
Oh, God!
And that's the arm that Kenny uses to secure the head on the one-winged angel.
And I heard a pop from all the way back here. And that's it. On his head. This is it. It's over. It's over.
1, 2,
No! He didn't hook the leg.
so close, but so far, Excalibur, you're absolutely right.
This place coming absolutely unglued.
There is nobody seated. Everyone is on their feet. They can sense we may be in the final throes of what has been an amazing one-on-one confrontation.
And if you're either one of these guys, you're asking yourself the question, what's it gonna take to finish the opponent?
Kenny definitely has not hit his best shot, which is the one-winged angel. No one has ever kicked out of that.
Kenny caught it.
Yes, indeed. Oh! Penta again. This time to the ribcage. Big trigger!
And Omega hits that. It's 100 miles an hour from 0 to 100.
Poison Rana!
Dropped him on his head.
Car 2. No! Kenny Omega, so close, yet so far. Big trigger again. Up to his feet. Here we go. Could it be?
Can Penta counter for the 5th time tonight? No, he cannot.
One-winged angel. Hooks the leg. 2, 3. He got him.
The winner of this match, Vukoino Kenny Omega! Generico, it's main event time here in Boston.
It is on. Fists left and right from both Steen and Generico to both Black and Jacobs. And quickly, this one is broken down in the age of the fall. The champions making their way out to the floor.
Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black trying to regroup just a bit, and Jimmy Jacobs favoring that back after putting Aries through the table earlier tonight. As you said, Lenny Leonard, how much is that back injury that Jacobs suffered, putting his own body on the line to do damage to Aries, going to become a factor in this matchup? And will it be as big of a factor here tonight between these two teams as it was at Up for Grabs when the Age of the Fall won the World Tag Team title?
Well, you can certainly see that that was exactly the point that was on Tyler Black's mind as he was trying to coach Jimmy Jacobs down from the top rope right before he jumped off the top through the table onto Austin Aries. Tyler Black knew the importance of this match here tonight with the World Tag Team titles on the line, and he wanted that issue between Aries and Jacobs, at least for this evening, to be put on the back burner. But just the hatred between Jacobs and Aries obviously spilled over into the forefront this evening, but that's an issue that I'm sure will not be settled for quite some time, but we'll see it down the line here again on pay-per-view, especially with Aries out of the building tonight.
Tonight it is all about the World Tag Team titles and all about whether or not Kevin Steen and El Generico can achieve their goal and shoot to the top of the ranks of the tag team division here in Ring of Honor here this evening.
Well, Kevin Steen has made the point for months. He guaranteed that they were going to have gold around their waist before the year was out. And tonight's as good a night as any if you're Kevin Steen to make good on that promise. And right now he's caught in the side headlock by Tyler Black. He's trying to power his way out, but Black, well, Rather questionable tactics to maintain control of the side headlock.
Well, the Age of the Fall will do whatever is necessary to maintain their reign as ROH World Tag Team Champions, because it is those belts that helps them have the power to spread their message about their movement.
Well, they know how important the ROH World Tag Team titles are. This isn't, some lower card throwaway disrespected championship like in some other promotions. Ring of Honor prides itself on the tag team division, and that's something that we think makes us stand out against other wrestling organizations. If you're the World Tag Team Champions here in Ring of Honor, you can truly claim to be the best tag team in pro wrestling today, and that's exactly why a match like this is headlining a pay-per-view.
Solid forearm shot right there from Kevin Steen. Takes Tyler Black off his feet and drives him face first into the boot of El Generico, who's now tagged in.
And two of the quickest athletes you will see anywhere in the business in the ring at the same time in El Generico and Tyler Black. It's a knee to the midsection and a chop to the chest by the masked luchador El Generico.
Quick and also very agile. Both can take flight with great ease. Tyler Black known for that breathtaking Phoenix splash off the top rope.
Black may be the most physically gifted athlete anywhere in the business today. Still in his very early 20s. The sky is the limit for this guy, and he already is one half of the World Tag Team Champions here in Ring of Honor.
We've seen what Tyler Black can do here on pay-per-view in the past. Tonight, can he hold on to the belts along with Jimmy Jacobs off the top rope, and a shot to the midsection, courtesy of El Generico. And now they've got Jimmy Jacobs in the wrong part of town. Kevin Steen tagged back in. And we might see right here, as they dish out the punishment to Jimmy Jacobs, just how much that back has been affected from earlier on tonight.
Well, I was about to say, it looked like Jimmy Jacobs was moving pretty well there. At least he was before Kevin Steen started driving the elbow and the forearm into the lower back. And it started to cross my mind, perhaps, that maybe playing a bit of mind games with the challengers. But right now, Kevin Steen continuing to dish out the punishment. He goaded Tyler Black in, and now they're punishing the back of Jimmy Jacobs once again in the corner.
Well, if he was trying to play some mind games, if his back isn't quite as injured as he wanted them to think, it certainly is going to be a big bullseye regardless, and they're going to work over that back, whether it was injured that badly coming into the matchup or not.
Drop toe hold by Generico, double team here by the challengers. Somersault leg drop right over the back of the neck, and a forearm for Tyler Black out to the floor. Powerbomb right down across Jacobs.
Using his own partner as a weapon right there. Turn around, ref. Cover. But Jacobs able to kick out.
And Black able to distract the referee just long enough perhaps to give Jacobs a chance to get the shoulder off the canvas. Both men back to their feet. Jacobs set against the ropes, and another chop from Generico. The challengers asserting themselves at the opening here. Another chop. Olay!
Generico in command. Very popular athlete here in Ring of Honor, but a kick to the back from Tyler Black from the apron, and that caused Generico to take his eyes off of Jimmy Jacobs, who capitalized on the situation.
Perhaps a chance for Tyler Black to maybe take one for the team there, and it did just that, and it gained the advantage for his team as Jacobs capitalized on that momentary lapse by Generico. And now the tag, back in comes Tyler Black, foot planted right on the side of the head, elevates and stomps right down across Generico.
Tyler Black with the cover, but failing to hook the leg. Generico able to kick out.
Well, the Age of the Fall has been wreaking havoc everywhere Ring of Honor goes, whether it's Manhattan, Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, or even all the way to Tokyo, Japan, where he took a trip recently. Age of the Fall just doing damage everywhere we go. And right now, it's El Generico with the waistlock standing switch. Tyler Black looking for the escape. Misses the elbow. Generico able to duck down out of the way, but side headlock now by Black. Elevated, belly to back suplex. Dropped him right on the back of his head, did Generico. Quickly goes for the cover.
He was able to free himself from that side headlock right there with the suplex and got an ear fall. And now Generico looking to follow up on Tyler Black. Fires away. And has him backed into the corner. Right by Kevin Steen. There's the tag.
A right hand from Steen on the outside connects with Black. Steen just stomping away at the chest of Tyler Black, who's trying to get back to his feet. Steen's going to give him a hand up, only to knock him back into the corner with a chop. And a hard forearm from Steen.
We've seen just what kind of risks and physical punishment Steen and Generico are willing to put their bodies through for the sake of just trying to become ROH World Tag Team Champions back in that ladder war at Man Up. Here in a traditional professional wrestling tag team matchup, trying to win the belts using their wrestling skill. No weapons involved here. Kevin Steen and El Generico showing just how versatile they are as tag team wrestlers.
They're doing a good job of isolating their opponents from their partners. They've got Black backed into the corner, made yet another quick tag to El Generico, who connects with another right hand.
They can brawl, they can fly as well, and I'm not just talking about El Generico. Kevin Steen, for a wrestler his size, can fly through that air with the Swanton Bomb.
Speaking of flying, it's Generico trying to take a chance here, going to the outside. Jacobs has a hold of the ankle. Steen's tied up with the official. Generico trying to chop his way free as Black gets back to his feet. Cross body, but he catches him. What a show of power by Tyler Black, and then bumps him out to the floor.
Oh, he hit the floor hard. Just tossed over the top rope and all the way down to the floor. El Generico is hurt.
Jimmy Jacobs may not be the only one nursing a back injury in this matchup now, as Generico hit very, very hard on the outside.
Immediately going to town on Generico, sends him back inside the ring to Tyler Black, who goes for the cover. Able to get the shoulder up.
Kevin Steen had made his way into the ring to try and break things up had he needed to, but Generico able to kick out on his own as he absorbs several blows from Tyler Black, who goes for the cover and did not hook the leg, only able to get two.
A bit of a warning from senior official Todd Sinclair. He had the back of the mask of El Generico right there to Tyler Black. And snapmares Generico head over heels into the corner, doing damage on the turnbuckles.
Double team here by the champs, lefts and rights to the head. Generico trying to cover up. And again, Kevin Steen looking to come to his partner's aid, only to be sent back to his corner by the referee, allowing the double team to continue. Can certainly understand the frustration on the part of Kevin Steen, but perhaps doing a little more harm than good right there, as Generico once again kicks out.
And again, using that mask to his advantage is Jimmy Jacobs, grabbing hold of the tassel on the back of it to keep him in position to dish out the punishment. And now knee strikes from Jimmy Jacobs.
El Generico just went limp after that second knee strike.
Trying to crawl through the legs of Jacobs to get to his corner and tag Kevin Steen, but Jacobs has got hold of the foot of El Generico, keeping him away from his partner as Tyler Black takes a shot at Kevin Steen, tying up the official.
And allowing Jimmy Jacobs to stomp perhaps a little bit low on El Generico, and a double team from the champs, making a wish. Stretching out the groin of El Generico, cover. And again, able to kick out at two is Generico.
Needs to get to his corner, trying to crawl toward Kevin Steen and make that tag.
You see every instinct in Generico's being, trying to drive him towards his partner. A nice trip there by Black, stopping him before he was able to garner any momentum. Now he's going to pitch him back out to the floor.
And tying up the referee while Jimmy Jacobs off the apron with the double axe handle down onto El Generico. Pounding away now on the back of Generico. And again, the referee tied up, trying to make sure that Kevin Steen stays in his corner. Generico kicks out.
Again, desperately trying to make his way towards his corner, but the tassels on the back of the mask basically just giving a handle to Tyler Black to put the brakes on Generico as Jimmy Jacobs makes his way back in. Generico trying to fight them both off. Series of chops, but Jacobs goes right to the leg and takes out the base of El Generico before he can make the tag to Kevin Steen.
Jacobs just pounding away on the head of El Generico now. Age of the Fall have done a very good job of cutting the ring in half, keeping Generico away from Kevin Steen. As now double stops from Jimmy Jacobs. Follows up with a senton across the back.
Has some words for Kevin Steen, who again shouting something probably best not to repeat at Jimmy Jacobs. Waist lock by Jacobs as Generico again desperately trying to make the tag. Headbutt from Jacobs to the small of the back. And then again pitches Generico out to the floor, where this time it's Tyler Black looking to do damage out on the outside.
Once again, the referee occupied, using the barricade as a weapon on El Generico before sending him back inside the ring to Jimmy Jacobs. They're going to finish him off, says that's it.
The champion's certainly looking strong right now. Another cover. And again, Generico able to kick out. But he is a long way away from his partner. And the crowd chanting Olay for Generico. But instead, he's pitched out to the floor once again.
Listen to these fans! This Boston crowd coming alive! Generico is feeling it too!
Makes the tag to Kevin Steen, who wipes out the champs.
Powerbombs Jimmy Jacobs back first across the edge of the ring frame. Tyler Black sent inside by Kevin Steen. Pump handle neck breaker. Only a 2 count for Mr. Wrestling, Kevin Steen.
Pointing to his chest, the picture of the moonsault. Might it be time for Kevin Steen to take flight?
What an atmosphere here in Boston. Tyler Black on his back and Kevin Steen to the top.
Black able to roll out of the way and make the tag to Jacobs as Steen crashes and burns. The end time.
Jacobs has got it cinched in. Only 2.
Oh, great save by El Generico right there. And presence of mind for Steen to get the roll-up out of that maneuver, but only able to get 2 as Black to his feet. Forearm down goes Generico. Steen in the corner. Tyler Black getting all fired up. Charges. Elevated. Lands on the apron. Block of the right hand. Kick to the back of the head by Black. Spear by Jacobs. Black to the top. Frog splash. Cover.
Kevin Steen got the shoulder up. Tyler Black cannot believe it.
Oh, Tyler Black, a picture of frustration right there. So close to putting away Kevin Steen.
Kevin Steen wants to back up his claim that he will earn a championship here in Ring of Honor in 2008. Tonight, the World Tag Team Champions within the grasp of Steen and Generico.
Steen, however, placed up top. Black says that's it. Follows him up to the second, traps the head. Trying to get the big man off the top.
He's feeding off the energy of this crowd.
Slap to the face, down goes Black. Jacobs with a right hand connects. Now it's Jacobs to the second, biting away at Kevin Steen.
Jimmy Jacobs now. We're gonna go all the way up top himself, but a headbutt from Steen sends Jacobs down. Kevin Steen to the top rope. Tyler Black takes away his balance.
Once again, Steen, just as he was poised to come off the top, gets stopped in his tracks. Black to the second, traps the head. Generico from behind, clubbing away at the back.
Tyler Black sent into Jimmy Jacobs. Went for the Yakuza kick, but got caught. Gutbuster! Steen to the top! Swanton!
Splash! Cover!
These fans here in Boston want it as badly as Steen and Generico.
Generico had already wiped out Jacobs with the Yakuza kick. There was nobody to save Black. He had to kick out, and he just barely beat the count. Package pile driver.
Trying to block the attempt. Lands on his feet. God's last gift. Broken up by El Generico.
Jacobs drags Generico out to the floor, right hands to the top of the head, while Black sets up Kevin Steen and makes his way to the corner. Reversal of the whip. Jacobs into the barricade.
Tyler Black all the way to the top rope. Phoenix Splash. Nobody home.
Steen able to roll out of the way as Generico back inside the ring. Connects.
He's going for the brainbuster. El Generico and Tyler Black, no! Jimmy Jacobs comes to his partner's aid.
Just in the nick of time, Jacobs from the apron takes the legs out from El Generico. Steen on his knees in the corner.
Oh, they could be setting up for that top rope contra code. Generico trying to fight it off as best he can.
Clubbing away on Black, who's hanging on. Black down in the corner. Here comes Steen.
Cannonball. Pulling Tyler out of the corner. Sharpshooter. He's got it. He's made many men tap out to the sharpshooter. Generico with Jimmy Jacobs going for the brainbuster on the turnbuckle. Jacobs fights it off.
Steen got the elbow up. Clothesline by Generico.
Wipes out Jacobs with the dive.
Can Tyler hold on? Inching towards the ropes, but Steen drags it back.
The titles are in jeopardy. Jimmy Jacobs looking to break it up, goes to the eyes of Kevin Steen.
Desperation move on the part of Jacobs, but he just saved the World Tag Team titles for sure.
That took a lot out of Tyler Black. He was in that sharpshooter for a long time. Out to the apron goes Jimmy Jacobs.
Well, you hate to do it, but you gotta give Black credit. What toughness he showed right there, refusing to give up the world titles.
Makes the tag. Jimmy Jacobs is legal, so is El Generico. Generico catches Jacobs. Suplex right on his neck. Here comes Generico. Yakuza kick. No end time.
Oh, what a counter by Jacobs. Generico down to a knee.
This could be it for El Generico. Jacobs has got the end time cinched in. He's fading. No, he's digging down.
Oh, the crowd's urging him back to his feet.
Going for the brainbuster. Jacobs lands on his feet. Miscommunication from the edge of the fall. Super kick from Steen. Yakuza kick from Generico.
Black dropped out of the way, but Jacobs caught it flush. Right into the arms of Kevin Steen. Package pile driver. Nails it.
To the arms of El Generico. Brainbuster.
They did it.
Mr. Wrestling, Kevin Steen. This is a 6-man tag team match by Maria Kanellis at a combined weight of 659 pounds. Adam Cole, and the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Matt David and Michael Bennett, the Kingdom.
Adam Cole, baby! Woo! Look at her jacket. Oh, I gotta get a jacket like that. Oh, you're not in the cool kids club? You didn't get a jacket too? Hey, stop. Why would you rub that in? You're supposed to be roomy. Well, we are. I just want you to get real. Adam Cole doesn't like you as much as you like him. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, we're getting to the point where you're liking me a lot more than I'm liking you, pal.
Oh, look at these three tremendous global stars.
Oh.
The IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions Michael Bennett and Matt Taven. And Adam Cole returning to New York City, returning to pay-per-view with Maria Kanellis, the First Lady of ROH.
Did you get your invite?
Invite to the Super Kick Party!
Oh, I told you, I don't know if I can keep it in.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 610 pounds, lifting up Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, and the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, the Young Bullet Club.
Roll him up! Oh!
I wonder if they'll give me a too sweet. Think I'll get it too sweet?
You might.
I get it too sweet. Oh, I got it too sweet. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got one too! It's not as cool now because I got one?
It's all right. Fans, if you didn't see the first one, this is gonna blow your mind.
King Carino was an absolute wreck after that match in Philadelphia, so it is the Kingdom against the Bullet Club's AJ Styles and the Young Bucks. Fans on social media, they're talking about it. Use the hashtag WatchROH when you're talking about this one.
Global phenomenon, this Bullet Club.
No, it sure is. And there is a growing rivalry between the Kingdom and Bullet Club in New Japan as well.
Exactly, now you throw in chaos and there's some trouble brewing.
Now the path of destruction has been carved by the Bullet Club, just their dominance with numbers. That game might be changing as the Kingdom and Chaos are now linked together. And of course, AJ preparing for an IWGP Heavyweight title defense coming up against Okada on July 5th. A lot of gold, 6-7 phenomenal global stars.
Cole's new trunks are hot. I mean, cool. Oh! Oh! It's like the Soshas and the Greasers. Is that too old for you? Outsiders. Read a book, people. Taven and Bennett looking amazing, in real great shape. We say it every time they come out here, they get better as a team.
Now they're certainly going to be tested here. Adam Cole.
Ooh, I'm going to need some more water, I'm going to warn you.
Yep.
This is going to be good.
hearing it from the New York faithful.
In a positive way. Here are the Bucks.
Nick taking over the left arm of Matt Taven.
Now the Young Bucks, multi-time IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. Oh, he missed with the drop kick. Oh, you know Taven doesn't want to hear that.
Styles, out goes Bennett. Now Cole.
And this is broken down quick.
Super kick!
Bullet Club works so well together as a six-man tag team, like the Freebirds used to. Three-way dive. No.
Maria puts the brakes on this party. Wait a minute, the last time we saw her jump up on the apron, King.
No. Oh. I don't condone hitting women. Well, sometimes.
Well, that, of course, was
not when they're pretty like Maria.
when we saw Gallows and Anderson ready to hit Maria with Magic Killer. And now all three members of the Kingdom out to the floor.
DQ.
No, it's not a DQ.
Times two.
How about that?
Way hotter when she calls it. Wow.
Maybe we could get her to sit in. She could do the color commentary.
Yeah, and then Bobby Fish is such a good color commentator too. Hey Nigel, why don't you come out?
Nigel's gonna be here for the main event.
Burn! Oh, it's a match like this. And all my catchphrases. This is great.
Again, the fans in Ring of Honor certainly are taken with the Bullet Club, with the Bucks, and with AJ Styles, but certainly willingly playing the villain role in New Japan.
David trying to slow it down just a little bit. Ooh, that'll hurt you. Wow!
Taven had that scouted.
Sure did. Sometimes Taven doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Watch out now, the dive, no, cut off by Cole.
Ooh! Baby!
Spine first, wheelbarrow right on the edge of the ring frame.
And then that'll slow them down. There we go. Frozen fist.
Matt Jackson trying to cover up as best he can. That series of right hands, but now deep in the Kingdom corner.
Cole looking amazing since he came back from injury.
Months ahead of schedule.
Absolutely.
Last time here on pay-per-view, Terminal 5, Adam Cole was beaten by Jay Brisco.
Well, he gonna let that happen again. Adam Cole's an inspiration.
It's in the course of that match that he suffered that amazing, just devastating shoulder injury, torn tricep, elbow injury as well. And Bennett trying to one-up the Young Bucks.
Which is hard to do. The internet darlings, Taven and Bennett.
Oh yeah, their t-shirt says it all. They're big in Japan, food in the USA.
Gorgeous line assault there right in the middle of the ring. Todd Sinclair, great position. Oh, fans, if you're watching on pay-per-view, you gotta be here live. What an atmosphere Ring of Honor is. Every event. Sometimes they just write themselves.
Fan participation at its finest. Oh, wait a second now. Referee, the towel.
Sexy super kick. Sexy.
Now the referee, Todd Sinclair didn't see any of it, but now he sees this. 2 count.
Cole, Bennett, and Taven working so well as a team, cutting off the ring. Like I was saying, like Adam Cole's an inspiration. He proved that if you're determined and attractive, you can come back from injury at least 6 months before.
I'm not sure how being attractive influenced that. You realize you just said that out loud.
No, I said when you're dedicated. You usually come back from injury sooner. Oh, stop putting words in my mouth. You're not my wife.
Oh! Taven yanked face first down to the mat. Matt Jackson needing to make a tag.
Rolls through. And it's AJ. House of Fire. Great rotation on that power slam. With authority.
Watch out for Cole, though.
Oh, I always do.
Bennett's got a hold of Styles.
Super kick!
Could this be? No!
What a move stealer AJ Styles is. That's Adam Cole's move.
Bloody Sunday, no. Countered. Florida Key, no. Styles backs him into the corner. Nobody hits the combo moves better than the Young Bucks. Oh my goodness.
And they're not done yet. Cover. Does he have his tights?
I think he might.
Grabbing inappropriately.
Now Bennett, Taven came in to break up the pin. But basically now it's a 3-on-1 situation on Adam Cole.
Maybe setting him up for that Styles clash. AJ Styles perpetrating neck injuries. I would love to see him wrestle BJ Whitmer.
Wow. Well, wait a minute now. Taven, Bennett swarmed over to the other side.
Kingdom have taken over.
Well, neither got him.
Oh, no, no, no!
Hang on, watch. Proton Pack coming up.
Shining Wizard, that could be all!
No!
Super kick.
Super kick! Come on! Uh-oh.
Kid and play?
Cole! What about AJ?
AJ! Doesn't work as well. He's got enough cool moves.
Faked him out there. Destroyer! Got him! Super kick! What do they do here now, King?
Probably something really innovative. No way. Indie Tigers!
Now both Bennett and Taven.
Oh no.
Hey, Cole is having some words with Todd Sinclair, looking at his shoulder.
His shoulder's hurt. AJ, you're a gentleman.
Hey,
I don't know about the Bucks.
well, Maria now. Uh-oh.
Hey, hey, hey!
Well, these Bullet Club guys. Oh!
Now that's a slap.
Super kick!
With a Pele assist! She's a pregnant woman!
She's not pregnant.
Oh, that's right.
Cole really now having to fight against the odds. Destroyer number 2.
Oh,
No!
oh! Bloody Sunday!
No!
What?
Former Ring of Honor World Champion Adam Cole kicks out at 2. But he is on an island all by himself right now. Taven down. Bennett's down. Maria is out.
Cole taking way too much punishment right now. Cole fighting for his life now.
Out of the way of Pele.
Cole! Oh! Cole! Wow! He is on fire!
Waistlock. Florida key, no. History of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Not only you and me, but a lot of great names.
Right.
sandwiched in the middle.
Truth Martini. Guys that don't work here anymore.
Your pal Kevin.
My pal Kevin, Scotty, Thomas,
Bennett.
Bennett. Oh, wow. Knew I liked him. Here we go. It's good and quick. Checking the time. I have 5 of 8.
Well, Roddy has just been on a great run here in 2015.
Yeah. Nice takedown there, going for the arm.
We last saw Kushida in Ring of Honor, of course, at Final Battle. And it is great to see him again.
And you said it right, whether it be a tag team action with Alex Shelley as the time splitters or singles action, this kid is amazing. Multi-time IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. A lot of training by Tajiri. Who used to wow the crowd here at the
Absolutely.
2300 Arena.
Talking with Tanahashi earlier today, the fact that we're in Philadelphia means a lot to him, means a lot to the New Japan crew as far as what wrestling history has been written in this building.
Oh, absolutely. Now, did he tell you long time no see?
No.
He told everybody that. Referee Gino Colucci thought it was so cool. I said, that's just the only English phrase he knows, bud. That's like I say Genki Nesca to all of them. Whoa! Don't make Roddy angry.
Well, see, Kushida was showing him up a little bit.
He has a bit of a show off. Kushida, one of the better looking Japanese wrestlers, according to my wife.
What?
According to my wife, who does not watch wrestling, but she finds Kushida and Shinsuke Nakamura, of all people, very attractive.
Really? Nakamura?
But you got to remember that she is married to me. Beautiful head scissors, takedown. What a hot crowd.
Roddy has got to find a way to slow this kid's momentum down.
Kevin, I know we're here for 2 nights and we're only in the second match, but I have performed here since November of 1998, and I've seen a lot of stuff, but I've never seen a crowd so hot so quick.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
This is, it's great, and the Stars want to, oh! The Stars want to shine, no doubt about it. Right now, it's all Kushida. He is dominating Roderick Strong.
Oh. Roddy! Oh!
Well, and just that quickly, Strong has changed the momentum completely.
A lot of photographers here.
Oh,
Some
really?
from Japan. Scott Stickelstein on my left.
Can't forget our pal George over there too. Come on.
Hey, my pal. You saw Bill after earlier.
Oh, it was great talking with Bill.
Weekly Gong magazine is here. Some lady I don't know. Oh! Double axe handle. Roddy just stalking Kushida.
Roddy absorbed the best shot that Kushida had.
Now they're coming near us.
Kushida trying to create
Hopefully
some
George will
distance.
save
Roddy
us.
close again.
Oh, nowhere to go. Oh! You heard the thud there, Kevin Kelly.
He may have broken his hand.
Or at least some fingers.
He's moving his fingers. That's a good sign.
Kushida right near us. Head scissor. Tarantula! Behind the stronghold!
Had to break the stronghold before the count of 5, or it would have been disqualification. Smart strategy, capitalized on an opening that Kushida gave him.
Nice. The Messiah of the backbreakers. Roddy in best shape of his career.
Oh, yeah.
Training hard. Oh! And a man that takes a body part down, usually the back.
Yeah, you can see what the discomfort that Kushida is in right now with a focused strategy from Roderick Strong. No.
Roddy seeming a little frustrated there, Todd Sinclair. Now, good job going to the back, modified bear hug. And you can see, you guys might not be able to see the version we see, but you can see the right bicep of Roderick Strong digging in to the central back. Kushida knocking out that wind. What a drop kick.
Yeah, scintillating drop kick from Strong. The outside leg hooked and a near fall.
And we got some drop kick specialists on the event tonight. Okada, you know, Roddy, of course. They're coming up soon.
Yeah.
We have a super kick party.
Can't wait to see that, plus Red Dragon versus Tanahashi and Liger.
Should be interesting to see Red Dragon, former ROH World Tag Champs now. Kushida in bad shape.
Roddy having to pull the dead weight of Kushida.
Two Olympic slams, knocking the wind right out of him again.
He kicks out. Kushida kicks out at 2. I think the moment that is replaying in Roderick's mind was when Kushida disrespected him early in the match.
Oh, it was a definite game changer for Roddy. You saw his demeanor change. Slowed down his pace.
Yeah, he had to take a lot more shots from Kushida just to get that opportunity. Once he got it, he capitalized. Kushida with a desperate knee.
But you could see favor in his lower back. Roddy back on the attack. Whoa, buckled his knee with that elbow.
Yeah, Roddy went right down.
Throwing Northern Light suplex. He's got Roddy reeling. He's fired up now. But Roddy stops him. Back elbows. Handspring back elbow. Oh.
Got it.
He's pulling. Does he have enough room?
Close to the rope, close enough for Strong to get that boot over the bottom rope to force the break.
Now, Kevin, we talked about this last year. The New Japan ring is 2 feet bigger than the Ring of Honor ring. So that'll play a factor in some of these guys that really work in their submissions. They're gonna have to work it in the dead center to minimize their opponents getting into the ropes. Kick there.
Strong tumbling to the floor.
Kushida sprints to the top. He's hovering. Beautiful crossbody. Will Roderick Strong be able to get up before the 20?
That's a great question right now. That'd be 2 in a row for New Japan, but Strong, I think, is going to be able to get back in. But how much does he have left in the tank?
Oh! Now it's Kushida on the attack. Moonsault, can he get it? Gorgeous, he's got him! Oh!
That was definitely 2.
Quite the near fall there. He just punted him. Going for the buzzsaw kick. Oh! Knee to the face. Right elbow. Met him with another. Struck him out. Maybe not. Wow. What are they saying? It looked like a Hideo Nomo fastball to Roderick Strong's jaw, followed up by Roderick Strong hitting that knee right in his chin. Strong now bleeding from the arm.
Yeah, he's got a small laceration on his shoulder.
Oh! Ow! God, that looked like it hurt. Lots of kicks here. Right to the arm again. Beautiful move by Roddy. Charges. Oh! The strength and explosion of Roderick Strong.
2 count only.
What a match.
Strong with 2 lacerations on his right arm.
I have to get Adam Cole's doctor down here.
Are you auditioning for the role?
I am. Kevin, how are we going to keep our voices all week? Oh. Oh! Both men wearing down. Oh, right behind the ear.
Strong's domain on the top.
He loves his superplex from the top. Kushida trying to fight it. Roddy just holding him there. Beautiful! Cover! Whoa! Woo!
How are we going to keep our voices through 4 events?
I better get
with
some wine.
With moments just like that.
Yeah, because these fans are going to keep it up all week.
Exactly.
We roll into Toronto Friday and Saturday. Runs through, he's got the arm.
Center of the ring this time.
Roddy's trying to clutch his hands. He's got it behind the back. You see Roddy really trying to straighten out his arm. Roddy fighting for his life here. Rolls through again.
So in these types of matches, Caprice, for those that are following along at home, those 3 dots underneath each wrestler's name indicate the amount of rope breaks they have left. Remember, Bobby Cruz had mentioned you get 1 closed fist to the face, results in a warning. A second results in a disqualification. Outside interference, of course, is prohibited. It's Moriarty with a wrist lock out of the collar and elbow tie, trying to wrench back that elbow of Yuta.
The thing about it is, whenever you exhaust all of those rope breaks, you can be submitted inside of the ropes, outside the ring, wherever it happens, and the ropes cannot save you.
And nice trap there. And Yuta with the advantage. Moriarty trying to grab onto something. And flipping through, able to twist the knee. Grapevine here.
That shows a lot of strength right there, but Moriarty very fast. But Moriarty, one of the most technically sound wrestlers we have, and a great wrestler that some wrestlers are just made for the Pure division, and that's Moriarty, and it's also Wheeler Yuta.
And the wrist lock, and then the twist out by Wheeler Yuta. Inside trap. Doesn't quite get it. Looking for type of a fish hook or maybe a single.
Yeah. Tried to fish hook with that grapevine, but Moriarty had it blocked. It's a game of chess right here. Moriarty has the phalanges in place, pulling at the wrist, the fingers right there, not torquing at the elbow, has it in place now.
It's not only is it going back, it's going left to right, so the pressure on the rotator cuff and those ligaments on the inside, those tendons in the elbow. Both men back to their feet. This is going to be a clash here. Nice grab of the calf. Oh, looking for a calf. Oh,
Ruda has that lace, and the lace is still tied on
twisting
side.
through.
Right to the knee bar.
And Moriarty.
That's instinctively goes for that. That's going to be a rope break.
Come on! That is rope break number 1 for Lee Moriarty.
Now, this is where the rules are going to favor Yuta. Yuta knows that the rope breaks get you in trouble. Been in so many of these matches, and some of the Pure champions, they make you exhaust these rope breaks so they can use them against you later.
And strategy popularized by John Walters,
one of the best.
And it is certainly something that Yuta has honed in on. He knows those rules so well. And as Moriarty now on the outside. It's going to be interesting too, because it's almost like do you give up the rope break to save yourself to eliminate perhaps damage that will last through the entire match? It's a game of...
You're right, Rick Abani. You never can tell, and I don't want to tell anybody inside of a championship match what to do, because you never know what's going on inside of their mind. All I know is now that Lee Moriarty has one less rope break he can use, and that puts Wheeler Yuta ahead on points with the judges.
Nice side headlock takeover, and of course some of the things that the judges consider are amount of time on offense, counters, times in submission,
amount of pin attempts, amount of close counts, near falls.
And look at this headlock, head scissor here from Yuta. It's going to be interesting as he's got Moriarty trapped. Moriarty swinging the hips out instead of pushing out now.
It's almost 3 ways out of every wrestling move. People like Moriarty, they know like at least 6, and Moriarty just had to figure out how to get out of that, spread the legs and bring it through. But
look at this hammer lock here from Yuta.
With the reverse, staying in control.
And Moriarty, though, keeping those hips staggered so that he can move those legs around.
Yeah, these people here in Texas, they don't understand the rules yet, but after a while, they're going to realize that they're seeing a great test match, and they're going to follow inside of it.
And now side headlock, Yuta out. Nice drop down there. Moriarty up the ropes. Beautiful caught. Oh, look at that. Around he goes. Border City stretch. Border City stretch.
Nobody thinks like Moriarty. That's even. Rope break right there. Even the score.
That is rope break number 1 used by Wheeler Yuta.
And Yuta's okay with that.
Yeah, that was a choice. That was a choice. So score is even.
Round of applause, Lee. Round of applause.
Yuta is a wrestler. We've seen guys like Josh Woods who don't like to go to the ropes. They like to try and power out or finesse out. Yuta doesn't mind burning through that first or second rope break.
Yeah, and I'm surprised too, with being from the Blackpool Combat Club, that's something that they would rather take pain. So maybe it is a game plan that Yuta has right here. But I'm very proud of this match so far, being so even.
And both wrestlers wrestling very scientifically. We haven't seen any dirt under the fingernails, as you like to say, Caprice.
You're right. You know what? I have so much respect for Moriarty being with Shane Taylor Promotions. How you can be inside of Shane Taylor Promotions and not change who you are. You stay who you are. Staying a great wrestler. That's exactly what Moriarty's been able to do. But Yuta
sweeps the leg. Lateral press, cover 1. Both men up, sweeps the leg again. Moriarty now gets a 1 count there. Both men back to their feet. It's Yuta now with the wrist lock. Stepping in, up and over. Oh!
Inside. Octopus hold right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cobra twist with some extra leverage. Oh, and that just... He's very pleased with himself right now. And great strategy. He's making Moriarty move with him. Oh, nice drop down now. Wait a minute. 2. It's Yuta. 1, 2. Both men back to their feet. This match is picking up now. Big knife edge shot sends Moriarty down.
Tell you what, Moriarty was back to his stance very fast, waiting on Yuta, and Yuta was able to absorb the blow and dish out something that Moriarty wasn't ready to take, Riccaboni.
Oh, but Moriarty back to his feet. The switch there on the collar and elbow. And, ooh, in the corner. And wait a minute, was that a closed fist with Posey?
Posey didn't see it.
Yuta saw that one.
Posey saw that one.
Wheeler Yuta
I didn't see that
has
one
been
either.
issued a warning for use of a closed fist straight to the face.
Wow, and that is dangerous with the history of concussions for Yuta. That blow Taylor landed just last night. Oh, goodness. And
Strike
these pop
to the
strikes.
head. It's exactly what I think Moriarty's going for. I tell you what, man, you get hit by Shane Taylor, you feel that for a week, and a week has not passed by for that shot. It's happened very recently.
Last night, Honor Club. Oh, goodness, in the head. The target, the bullseye, becoming increasingly large. The chop across the chest. And Posey, he's one of the best officials there are. He's got to be checking in with Yuta from time to time just to make sure the lights are on. Oh, goodness. And that is the advanced protocol Yuta's fighting under here tonight.
Yeah, but you got to keep the same energy, man. Neither one of these people are going to try to fight with honor. You know they're going to try to win the title at all costs by any means necessary. Right now, it's just Moriarty's turn, and that shot made Wheeler Yuta buckle at the knees.
All caught, up and over. Yuta here, trying to swing out. He does now. Look at that. Variation of the Casador. Big drop kick there. Cover. 2. 2 count there, holds on to the arm, and the shoulder swings out. Now Yuta, oh, look at this.
Keeping that space closed, not letting any gaps between the wrestlers here. Is Yuta keeping his stride with that high angle right there, tearing at the arm.
Oh, Moriarty's got to go to the ropes.
Straight arm bar.
That is rope break number 2, used by Lee Moriarty.
Oh, Moriarty now in the danger zone, in my opinion. Down to just 1 rope break. And it is both men back to their feet, charging in Moriarty. Whoa! Onto his feet, Moriarty. Blocks the right from Yuta, has the wrist. Moriarty now twisting the wrist.
Thinking outside the box always is Moriarty. He may be behind on points, but you can see that mind cooking right there. And he wants to become the next Pure Champion.
Certainly does. Yuta, that damage done on that left arm, that shoulder. Oh, here comes the Tiger Style, Caprice.
Yeah, Tiger Style.
Shoulder tackle there.
Tiger Style going back from one of his idols, Bruce Lee.
And now cover 2. And look at that, holding on to the wrist and going to the hammer lock.
Yes, sir, so smooth. I tell you what, Moriarty flowing like water.
Let's not mince words here. This style is exhausting.
Yeah.
They're moving fast. They're grabbing holds. Look at that. Trying to bridge out. The swing around. Stays with the hammer lock.
Hammer lock stayed in place, man. Tearing at the shoulders, the delts, the rotator cuffs.
Oh, Yuta finding himself in trouble here. He was in a backpack position.
Yuta's just holding on, trying to get a grip when he stands to his feet there.
Oh!
Back on top.
Great counter back into the airlock here. Moriarty's found a winning formula. And a lot of these times, these matches are won by attrition, Caprice, just wearing down your opponent. Oh,
Trap that arm right there. I'll tell you what, man, if nobody believes in Moriarty, Moriarty does, and the judges are looking on.
Got a great look at the judges there. 2 former Ring of Honor World Champions, future Hall of Famer Paul White.
That's a huge judge.
Look at this. Newest member of the board of directors is Yuta back to his feet first. I'll tell you what.
Try for that sunset, that flip again. But
Wow.
got it. Had to get higher that time.
Yeah, that lucha style snapmare. Into the corner, big boot by Moriarty. Now second rope on the inside. It's Moriarty with the missile drop kick.
Didn't know what Moriarty was planning there. I'm glad he chose to strike.
Leg hook. 2.
Instead of a body blow. Very smart move by Moriarty. You can see right now trying to collect his thoughts.
The only thing I can equate this to, those quick submissions, Caprice, if anybody's been on a rowing machine, it's not necessarily your legs or your arms that give out first, it's your breathing.
Yep.
And the quick movements, to me, you can see both men.
Look here, Mr. Orange Theory. I'm trying to talk about condition. That's what's going on here, okay? The condition that's being in play, the heart that's on display here with 2 great wrestlers playing chess, wrestling like the best in the world, and that's why the Pure Championship title is on the line.
Certainly is, and both men worthy of being champions. Right now, I have this evenly scored, other than maybe that and the rope break count, and Yuta can't see.
Yeah, this ain't CrossFit. This is death before dishonor, and Yuta's in a lot of trouble.
And Yuta in the corner here. It's Moriarty looking for the Irish whip into the corner, gets it on Yuta, charging in, collapsing Yuta.
Moriarty holding on though. Staying in control is Moriarty.
Oh, and into the corner now. Moriarty.
I spent too much time there. Yeah.
Lead up and over. Yuta the agility. Off the ropes. You see both men with a well-reserved energy. Oh, big clothesline.
Let the champion breathe is a bad decision on Moriarty's part. There's a heart inside of Willie Yuta that will not die. He's proven himself against people like Shibata, Daniel Garcia, Josh Woods, and he does not mind proving himself against Moriarty.
And this is a heck of a clash here. That Stinger Splash style form. This match already longer than their first encounter that went to a draw. That led us to here at Death Before Dishonor at Esports Stadium. All the way up top, it's Wheeler Yuta.
Forearm smash right there to the top of the head.
And no question, marks around the physical stamina or endurance of Yuta on my end. The big body slam puts Moriarty down.
That's the big thing about the Pure Division, Rick Abani, is the endurance and the stamina that these athletes have, the conditioning they put themselves through to be able to wrestle for a very long time.
Moriarty, back fist, backhand there. Under the ear, disrupting the equilibrium of Yuta. All legal.
Right back to the wrist there, and the phalanges separating those fingers.
Oh, and that elbow.
My God, elbow torque.
And headbutt. Smart move by Yuta.
Well, that's all he had was the head. Now being bit by Moriarty.
And the front face lock. And maybe not so smart giving up that head with his head injuries. Both men in danger here. It's Moriarty. The challenger delivering a high-impact move. The judges. And you see Paul White taking notes there. I think maybe with that move, Moriarty has swung into the favor of Paul White.
And Moriarty tried to go for a pin, but his body would not let him.
And this championship bout has reset here. This capacity crowd. Esports Stadium in Arlington. Death Before Dishonor. Well, look for that half dragon. And Yuta. Look at that. The twist, but counter.
Block, yeah. Very fast thinking. Going for that pile driver. Blocked again by Yuta. Forearm to, oh, the punch. That was a punch. That was a punch.
Oh, wait a minute.
That was a punch. He gets one that the referee sees.
Lee Moriarty has been issued a warning for the use of a closed fist strike to the face.
Yep. Oh, look at this. And now the straight jacket. Oh, set down to the ring. The rope Motor City stretch. Both men have given up their punches. Yuta has a rope break and he can find it. But the question is, will he sit? Can he maneuver to it?
Well, Yuta knows where he is at all times. That's one thing I figured out with Yuta. Very smart wrestler. He's going to have to go for the ropes if he... But he has the rope break to break, but Moriarty brings him back in the center. He's going to try to end it right here. He's going to submit the champion. Dead center, nowhere to go.
Title in the balance. It's Yuta, though, trapping.
to stretch it out. Try not to get those hips. If Yuta gets those hips under him, he can roll through it. Moriarty has to try to stretch it. Now Yuta knows where he's at. Yeah,
finds the ropes.
Yep.
Wow.
You see that
That is rope break number 2 used by Wheeler Yuta.
You see the heart of Yuta even trying to get out of that before he used that rope break, trying to save the rope breaks now.
And it's Moriarty. Back to the head.
Wow.
Smart move.
That kick to the head reminded me to the punch to the face.
Oh, man. Perfectly legal. And as heartless and as violent it is Moriarty, if he sticks to going for that hit with forearms and avoids this flurry from Yuta, he could find a winning formula. Off the rope, side headlock. Big boot again. Yuta in a lot of trouble. Chance of Michael McGinnis here. Ducks down, that rewind, that rebound. Standing switch, it's Moriarty. Standing switch, it's Yuta. Moriarty here, Yuta into the ropes. Oh, wait a minute, dumps Moriarty to the outside. Smart move by Yuta.
Yeah, I don't know how Moriarty landed, but Yuta, well planned, man. That's Yuta playing chess right there, 2 moves ahead. Knew what he was setting Moriarty up for, and I think this paid off. That high risk paid off right there. You can see that Yuta's in control, but everybody's hurt, man. That wrist of Yuta definitely showing right now.
And maybe trying to pop that shoulder back in as we take a look at the replay. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, he was even protecting that wrist when he took off.
Certainly was. As now the champion, bringing the challenger back into the ring. Both men with 1 rope break. Both men have thrown a closed fist. A second result in a disqualification. You got to stay away from that if you're either man. As Yuta looking to go up top now.
And we've already passed the 15-minute mark. That was into the proving grounds that allowed Moriarty to get this match.
Oh, splash! Leg stack cover, 2. Ooh. Yeah, Caprice, we are 50% longer.
Yeah.
In that proving ground is only 10 minutes. So we are going into uncharted territory for both men. If either man based tonight's anticipated energy level or flurries on the last match, they are now in an uncharted water as these hammer elbows. Oh, and Yuta doesn't have enough right now.
Yeah, I think that's a shoulder socket right there. Yuta having to change the game plan, switch his shoulders. They caught him.
Stretch Lee, wait a minute.
Block.
1, 2.
Whoa! That's what I mean, man. Moriarty is built for the Pure title.
Oh, nice wrist lock takedown there from Moriarty.
Right back to it's the shoulder. It's the shoulder that is giving Yuta trouble.
Half into the twist. Plants Yuta. Legs, cradle, 2. Moriarty, no.
Yeah, Moriarty has picked up on the damage on his shoulder and he's focusing in on it. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yep.
Great submission here. That neck wrench, that shoulder caught, like you said, Caprice.
Yep. That's that shark smelling blood, and that's exactly what Moriarty feels. Yuta needs to get to the ropes. He's trying as hard as he can.
And Moriarty scooting to the ropes. He wants Yuta. Oh.
Well, he's trying to block it. He wants to submit it.
Wait a minute, you're right. You're right. It's Yuta with desperation.
I tell you what, once you get a lock in like that, you don't want it to be broken.
That is the 3rd and final rope break for Wheeler Yuta.
Now, the challenger is in control and ahead on points, Riccaboni.
The tide has certainly swung, Caprice. You're absolutely right. Moriarty in the driver's seat.
If this goes the distance, we will have a new champion. If something doesn't change.
Waistlock here. Beautiful bridge. 1, 2.
Ooh.
No. Holding on to the waistlock here, though.
The only thing that can protect Yuta now is a definite win.
Oh, wait a minute. Nice submission here. Cattle mutilation.
Oh, it's going to even the score. It's even.
Oh, wow.
That is the 3rd and final rope break for Lee Moriarty.
You know what that means, Riccaboni? No longer can you be saved by the ropes. It doesn't matter if you grab them or not. You can be submitted inside of the ropes now.
Well, Caprice, we are in unprecedented territory since the Pure Championship has been created. Since its initial establishment, very rarely have we seen rope breaks and close fist exhausted.
Over the top rope to the apron, the hardest part of the ring, down to the floor, falls the champion, and the challenger inside trying to think, what does he have to do to become new champion? Wheeler Yuta in a lot of trouble.
And maybe on instinct going back to that table position. We take a look again.
Watch this fall. Watch this fall.
Strength of Moriarty. Oh, that spine. The involuntary shooting up of the ankles.
Watch his body reaction. Just shock and stop right there.
That neck Yeah, you see the way the head bounced up and down. Moriarty sensing victory, like blood in the water, like you said.
That's a level change from Moriarty. He's able to change gear.
Oh!
Yeah, can lock it in that choke. No, look for the pin.
Cover. 2, could it be? No!
Stay with it. Stay with it, Moriarty. Stay with the game plan. See this right here? It's the frustration. What do I have to do? I've given my best shot. You shoot again if you want to be champion. Short time.
Tiger driver, not quite enough yet. But Moriarty knocking on the door. He might as well try and kick it in. Oh, and Yuta may not be able to answer. Look at this, just dead weight. Oh,
yeah.
Yuta though.
Yuta
Give it a shot. Look at a shot. Look for that arm bar. Moriarty able to get to table position there.
Yeah.
Back up here, rolling through. It's Moriarty now. Yuta trying to force back into submission.
Yep.
Arm bar locked in.
The rope can't help you. The rope breaks. And we got about 40 minutes left in this match, Riccoboni. Doesn't matter.
Wait a minute, Moriarty trying to escape.
He can pull himself out, though.
He used the ropes. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
2.
No, 3. He's got it. The champion. The champion. Yeah. Wow.
The winner of this match and the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, Tiger Style, Moriarty.
With both men at front breaks. That was perfectly legal to use the ropes to pin your opponent.
Así es, Lexi. El año pasado, en este lugar histórico, el Hammerstein Ballroom, tuve la fortuna de ser campeón de televisión del Ring of Honor. Y esta noche seguiré peleando duro para seguir haciendo historia y convertirme en el primer Pure Champion mexicano. Y esto será dedicado para toda esa gente que cree en mí.
Así es. You know, many people out there consider Commander one of the most prolific high flyers in all of Lucha Libre. And yes, that's true. But he also happens to be one of the most technically gifted as well. And tonight, Lee Moriarty, you're gonna find out that Commander was purely meant to be a champion.
Last year, I defeated Nigel, and since then, momentum has only picked up. I have become the longest reigning Ring of Honor Men's Pure Champion of all time. I have broken records, defended internationally, and overcame legends. Commander, you earned this opportunity, but I'm going to teach you that there is a difference between proving grounds and championship stakes. The flames are hotter, the pressure is higher, and you're in there with the best pure wrestler on the planet. So I am going to walk out the Hammerstein Ballroom just like I did last year. Still, Ring of Honor Men's Pure Champion.
Great wrestler here, probably the greatest pure wrestler ever. Coming off an amazing Iron Man match, that final battle. Code of Honor is adhered to. All pure matches must start and end with the Code of Honor. In pure bouts, especially pure title bouts, you get 3 rope breaks. Once those are exhausted, you could be pinned underneath, between, on top of the ropes, and even using the ropes, which we've seen before. 20 count on the outside. Title does change hands on a count out or disqualification. The disqualification can be had if an athlete uses 2 closed fists. If we go the 60-minute time limit here tonight, we go to the judges, who are former ROH World Champion Jerry Lynn, former ROH World Tag Team Champion Chris Hero, and Hall of Fame legend Dean Malenko.
Great judges here on display. Am I reading into it that Moriarty's out here by himself? Shane Taylor's not out here.
Well, that's an interesting. I mean, we saw that ascension at the final battle media scrum, but I think, you know, Alex Abrahante's not here either. Oh, great counter there.
Right, good call, good call. And, you know, sometimes you have some dissension. Dissension doesn't mean breaking up. I just noticed, you know, the last time that Moriarty was out here and Shane Taylor, he went against what Shane Taylor wanted. So now he's on his own tonight. Let's see what happens.
Conor side headlock, and Lee, you know, typically in pure title defense, pure title defenses, looking for the arm bar there. In pure title defenses, I think that's a blatant play by Moriarty. They don't want to risk one. It's the only title in Ring of Honor that can be changed on disqualification, and look at this, Porter City right away.
Absolutely right, Riccoboni. Porter City, that's early, man. Moriarty able to get that in early, even though he knew that wasn't going to give him the win.
That is rope break number 1 used by Commander.
90 seconds in, forcing Commander to burn his first rope break. And we've seen Moriarty be intentional about locking something in close to the ropes.
Yeah, but getting that Border City stretch in that early says a lot, and I think Moriarty's gonna keep going back to it. If the move he's known for, if he's able to latch it in that early, that's gotta be scary for Commander.
Well, we've seen luchadors wrestle quite well against Moriarty. We've seen a great effort from Shelwa, from Blue Panther. So Moriarty, you know, he's not lying when he said, oh, the global scope of this title reign.
Right, last time I saw Moriarty beat in Ring of Honor was a luchador.
That's right, down at Global Wars Mexico. Blue Panther earning his shot at the Pure Championship there. Wrist lock. But Moriarty wanted to bounce right back, though, coming back when the title was on the line to defend it, and he has been undefeated in Pure Championship bouts.
He said that in his interview, man. He was like, it's a different lineup when the title's on the line. It's a different mindset.
Whoa! Whoa, wait! And Commander and Moriarty. Wow. Oh, look at the sure-footedness of Moriarty, the strength it takes in those quads to sink down like that.
The cat work from Commander was caught by the sure foot of the Pure Champion.
And trying to get out of the wrist lock is Commander. Using, oh, and I'm impressed by Moriarty, who's got a counter to the counter for all of these lucha counters. Nice drop down. Oh, and gator roll. Yep. Oh, stepping over. And Moriarty picking the leg there. And what? Moriarty. Nice. Look at that.
Wow! My goodness, that was a paintbrush and a canvas right there. That was beautiful.
And locking this in, hand up bicep grip, nice and tight. Commander, defense and offense, too. Almost gets a quick 3 there, and I think if Commander is going to walk out champion, I think that's going to be how he needs to do it, Caprice, those quick pins.
Those quick pins catching Moriarty in a situation where he's forced to let go or lose the match. Great game plan by Commander. Great wrestling here.
And this just feels right. The ROH chance here in a building that has been so important to Ring of Honor. The host of many final battles, many classic brawls, where the Briscos, Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness, Samoa Joe, shed their blood. And now tonight, where 2 technical masters are doing it out in the ring. And wow! Nice!
That was very smart by Moriarty. Moriarty dropped that distance right before Commander could switch his feet over for a head scissor or any other type of takedown. Moriarty cut that off, went straight down to that drop. This is great wrestling, man.
And it has taken the wind out of Commander. Without Commander's wind, that reduces the balance, that reduces the agility. You need the oxygen to fuel those muscles. Ooh.
Right when you said it, man, went right to the oxygen tank, did Lee Moriarty.
Wow,
back to it.
Yeah. And all of those springboards, those balancing acts, those are high cardio, high oxygen moves. Oh, goodness.
Need to be able to breathe to do so. Commander even tried to get a roll up there. It didn't work. It's too weak right now.
Number 2. And this is, what a year it's been for Ring of Honor, Caprice. I mean, we've gone all across the world, Australia, Japan, Mexico, titles defended globally. Moriarty's been at the forefront on the men's side. Deonna Purrazzo on the women's side as the inaugural champion. But this is a hallmark of what Ring of Honor is all about.
Absolutely. You saying what a year we've had. You're absolutely right. And what a year inside of that year Lee Moriarty had. And you said the same thing, Rick.
Bridge 2.
Because every place that you named, Moriarty was there defending his title as well.
And just riding Commander. Normally in amateur wrestling, Caprice, the seated position is a good way to start to get out of things, but it's where Moriarty goes to work.
It's the pretzel right here, bringing in that rib. Yep, now this stretch here. Wow.
And Commander in big trouble. Oh, the claw on the obliques. Just cinching in.
Digging. Yeah, cinching in on those ribs, man, clawing those ribs. The ribs are the easiest bone to break in the body.
Oh, crucifix gets 2 7/8. Commander instinctively retreating to the ropes. Oh, and Moriarty's just having fun now.
Yeah. He's worked, he's slowing that pace down, he's in control. No need to rush into anything. Great pure wrestler, great pure champion. Moriarty cinching in that. You go.
That octopus.
Domino stretch way in there. That's deep, man. And putting that pressure on the ribs again with that elbow. Sinking down deeper, making the deeper you get, the tighter it gets.
And you can even see it with the abs. Every breath that Commander takes is shallower and shallower.
Yep. And impressed. You're a smart man, Riccaboni.
Oh, I learned it from you.
Learned from watching you, man.
And the hip toss. And Commander has learned that from the Lucha Legends that he has come up with in Mexico.
Nice. Commander fighting with a lot of heart, man. Walking into trouble while hurting. Uh-oh, this clasp is dangerous.
Yes, indeed. Look at the balance. Commander.
Good gracious, that's pretty.
Wow. Hurricane to the roll. Moriarty. Wait a minute.
Moriarty's holding on.
STF locked in. STF for Moriarty.
Commander could tap where he could grab the ropes. He's close enough to grab the ropes. He has 2 more rope breaks.
Well, a great shot here showing just how close Commander is as Moriarty shots it.
That is rope break number 2 used by Commander.
And Moriarty staying on Commander with that intensity even after the rope breaks. You get 5 seconds. Brandon Martinez trying to separate.
Gonna give him his 5 seconds. My God, he's laying that pressure on Riccaboni.
And the fans here at the Hammerstein for Boxing Day Brawl. Loving this technical clash. It is if we're scoring it on points though, Moriarty, if this goes to the judges, it's been all Moriarty so far.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, man, the pure wrestling is the foundation of Ring of Honor. Like, this is Ring of Honor. This is what Ring of Honor was founded on, just great wrestling. That's exactly what we're seeing. We might not like the attitude that Moriarty is displaying right now, but he's fighting pure, and he's winning. He's just being aggressive. Nothing wrong with that.
No, into the corner. Maybe a little too aggressive, looking for that clothesline. It's Commander. The Irish whip reversed by Moriarty off the ropes. Commander takes the knee out.
He gave Commander momentum. That was a mistake.
Oh, and the axe breaks up the clothesline. Whoa, swing and a miss through it. DDT. Whoa. DDT plants Moriarty.
Planet. He spiked Moriarty with that one.
2-leg hook. Gets 2.5 there.
So Moriarty looked like a straight arrow going into that mat.
But I'll tell you why Moriarty's so smart though, Caprice, and you know this and I know this, but for the fans at home, the damage done to the ribs, to the oxygen tank of Commander. Normally Commander's back on his feet. Normally Commander's to the next move. He's taking these big, deep breaths.
Yeah, he's having to recover and it's taking time. You're absolutely right, Riccaboni. Trying to capitalize on what he's done, closing that gap on the pure champion. Going for the suplex, but it's blocked, man. Not enough strength in there to suplex the champion. You might be right, Riccaboni. And went right back to the ribs, the pure champion.
Moriarty has been issued a warning for the use of a closed fist strike to the face.
Oh, and Moriarty's disputing that call. I think it just went maybe a little under the jaw toward the chest, but it's a tough call. I don't envy Brandon Martinez.
Yeah, I'm not going to go against the ref, man.
Oh, big back elbow.
I don't have a good view like that. This is dangerous.
Whoa. And Commander up the ladder there.
Nobody but Commander can land on his feet.
Oh, Commander to the top. The former TV champ looking to add the pure title to his trophy case. The spin, the crossbody. But he gave up the ribs. He gave up that midsection to do it, Caprice.
I'm still getting over the fact that he walked down the ropes and did a 360 before he did the press. I'm impressed. That was impressive.
Well, this is the holiday season. Caprice magic is in the air. Is a title change in the air here tonight. Can Commander make history and end the historic reign of Lee Moriarty?
Commander, try for that poison rana, didn't catch it.
Oh, looking for the half and half instead. Front, bang, oh, bang! Fang catches Commander.
Close to the ropes again.
Oh, Brandon Martinez, 1, 2.
That's third, that's third.
That is the third and final rope break for Commander.
I'm surprised Martinez didn't count it before that count is when he gave Commander more than enough chances to correct that. Commander's in a lot of trouble right now. He's 3-0.
Well, this is the danger zone here. Moriarty, who won the title by beating Wheeler Yuta in the ropes.
Yeah.
The front straight jacket. Oh, goodness, into Fang. Border City locked in.
Dropped him right on his ribs as well. This is over.
And that's a Commander Commander tried so hard.
Not gonna
so
matter.
hard not to.
Not gonna matter, Riccaboni. He's out of rope taps. He could get there, but it doesn't matter.
Unless he can get some leverage, unless he can. What? Wait a minute! He pulled Moriarty! He pulled down! Whoa! And he pulled Moriarty!
Moriarty let go. That was a mistake on Moriarty's side. Moriarty did not have to let go.
Rare mental mistake. Great strategy by Commander. Into the, oh, no one home. And Commander with an opportunity. A new lease on life in this bout here. With a rare mistake from Moriarty. Catches the Spanish fly. Cover. Down. No. 2 count only.
Spanish fly out of nowhere. Moriarty in trouble. Rare mistake may have cost him the title. Riccaboni, he's not been able to recover from that.
And that thrust kick downstairs. Moriarty has to retreat to the outside.
Yeah, he's retreating instinctively. He's retreating, trying to get as far away from the ropes, as far away from the ring as possible. But he's still in harm's way as long as Commander's on his feet, Riccaboni. Trust me, I know.
Commander, wow! Stalling salute moonsault.
My goodness, Commander, he could do anything. Let's see if he can win the Pure title.
He gave up those ribs, Caprice. It was his best shot. He connected, but at what cost? You see Commander holding on to those ribs, but the adrenaline pumping now, and he smells the Pure title.
That right there, Riccaboni, is the very definition of high-risk maneuver. And let's see if this risk pays off for Commander.
There's that clothesline. Commander, Poison Rana.
Second time's the charm, he landed it.
Leg hook, 2, Commander, no. Catches the arm, trap pin, 1, 2, and no. It's Moriarty who's reeling now. Commander again, the damage to the ribs, normally a little faster. Cross arm breaker, doing anything he can to capture this title for Moriarty, sensing the opportunity.
Moriarty has three rope breaks left. First one used here.
That is rope break number 1 used by Lee Moriarty.
And how many times have we seen Moriarty even use the ropes ever, right? And it's Commander. Oh! Beautiful running thrust kick. May have turned out the lights for Moriarty. And Moriarty's in position. Caprice. Commander with a chance here. Looking for La Cielito Lindo.
Riccaboni, if he hits this, we got a new champion coming.
Up top. Commander. La Cielito Lindo. No. Double boots. Oh, Moriarty catches the leg.
Wow.
Oh, look at this. Gory special in the ropes. In the ropes. Oh, that's it.
Wow. The winner of this match by submission and still Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty.
Tell you what, man, Lee Moriarty is not only the Pure Champion, he may be the most intelligent wrestler I've ever seen.
To another, you know this. We have to always be looking ahead. And as far as I'm concerned, what is next for the most prestigious world's champion in the business? Make a challenge for the other world championship.
There you see it. There is the code of honor, and the championship is on the line tonight.
Main event, Todd Sinclair, senior referee, drawing the assignment. And here we go in Concord, North Carolina.
Look at that! Dalton Castle is ready to go!
Whoa! Unbelievable. Release German. Sends Lethal to the mat.
Well, you know his game plan. Look at this!
Yeah, those throws. An accomplished amateur wrestler. An accomplished judokan is Dalton Castle.
Yeah, but it's not just his throws. I mean, he is attack, attack, attack.
Cover.
Just a 1 count.
What an unbelievable start to this matchup. Dalton Castle knows that Jay Lethal has incredible endurance. He is battle tested. He's a world champion for a reason, so he's deciding he's going to take it to Jay Lethal from the very get-go.
Wow! Oh, but Dalton dumping Lethal on his head.
Nick, have you seen this in your channel? I know you and I, we started slow in China.
Absolutely. you always have to approach it cagey as a champion. You have to make it because they have to beat you. You don't have to beat them. Dalton's throwing caution to the wind, and I think it's the best thing for him to do.
He really, I mean, this could come to bite him, but it hasn't so far. What a game plan.
He's got to get Jay back in the ring, though. He can't win it by a count out.
Yeah, but look at the champion. He is down.
Holding the neck.
Dalton's fired up. I love it.
Oh, smashing into the barricade. Dalton Castle driven through.
But look at Jay Lethal. He is still down. I mean, there was suplex, his knees, a suplex on the outside.
We're like 2 minutes into this match,
I know.
and it looks like that we're at the 20-minute mark. These guys are already suffering from huge blows.
And I gotta wonder if Dalton Castle, I know he watched. Oh! Lethal's defense against Kenny King. Kenny King almost had a winning strategy. Kenny King had a very similar game plan and almost pinned Lethal. He got to 2 9/10 on several occasions, caught Lethal off guard.
I gotta tell you something. Sorry, excuse me, Cole. I gotta tell you something that I'm noticing right from the get-go. Dalton Castle, yes, we can see it clearly because he's having to wear some protective apparatus, but look, those ribs and that midsection is hurting him. He couldn't capitalize, and I understand that you've got to make the decision to whether you want to protect yourself, but that's a bullseye. And right away, the first thing Jay Lethal did, his first offensive maneuver, was to run him into the barricade on those. He's got a bullseye on those ribs,
Yeah, but
and he's hurt.
it's not like it's a secret. Dalton Castle has been wearing that around his waist for some time, including his quad. The quad is not there anymore. Jay Lethal obviously knows the
bangerang.
Going for that finishing maneuver of
his. Lethal gets out of it.
I think his core again was the issue there. He didn't have the strength to get him up and finish it.
Single leg takedown into the figure 4, into an inside cradle, 2.
All pins so far have been by Dalton. Here comes
Lethal injection.
That's it.
Wow. Well, that's a game stopper right there, if not a game finisher. But all the punishment to Jay Lethal in those first 5 minutes has not even allowed Lethal to climb over and pin Dalton Castle on the move that he has won so many matches with.
What an unbelievable dynamic in this World Championship match. That punishment that Dalton inflicted on Jay from the get-go,
just a 1 count,
made him impossible to capitalize on lethal injection.
Just a 1 count on a lethal injection.
Unbelievable.
Almost unheard of, Nick.
There's been no feeling out process. There's been no one-upsmanship jockeying for position. Both of these men had their guns loaded. They're looking for their best shot.
I love it. There's nothing like two gunslingers going for it right from the get-go. Go for that kill shot. Go for it all. This is for the World Championship, boys. You're in it to win it.
And it's Castle coming back with forearms, a European uppercut. Rocks Castle. Big chop across the chest of the Peacock.
Yeah, I mean, this match is now almost evened up after so many different back and forth suplexes and cutters.
Great neck breaker from Lethal.
I gotta tell you something I'm surprised about. Who'd have thought, there's a cover, who'd have thought that Jay Lethal would be the man trying to slow the pace down in this matchup? Never would have expected that coming into this, but that's the situation we're in now.
Amazing observation, Lethal. You know, one of the reasons he was able to defeat Cody back at Final Battles, he didn't fall into Cody's trap of slowing the match down. He was able to accelerate, push through, put the pedal to the metal.
I watched every single bit of that. I know a thing or two about preparing for the American Nightmare, and as a result, I now know a thing or two about preparing for Jay Lethal as and when that time comes.
Nick, you've called it. Look at Jay Lethal. He is attacking that small lower back.
You've got, I mean, there's no choice. Friendship goes out the window, mutual respect, professional respect goes out the window. This is about the World Championship, the money, the prestige, representing a brand.
Yep.
All of that is the most important thing, and that's the World Championship. Jay Lethal has to do whatever it takes.
I feel it's the easy way for Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal's never taken the easy way. And that's what's made him such a great champion.
Taking on all comers, those defenses. We listed them earlier, 36. Looking for 37 here. Driving that back down again with a back suplex. Hooks the leg. 2. And Castle looks to be spasming here, Nick. It looks like something in the nerves in that spine almost has been activated.
Every single one of those throws that Dalton hit in the early going, yeah, they're very effective. They did a great deal of damage, but at the same time, every single one of those requires a great deal of exertion from the core and from the lower back. So by doing that, he already put himself at a disadvantage, and now Jay's been able to capitalize, and Jay Lethal, despite having incredible athletic maneuvers, is now going back to basics. These simple maneuvers, to get the momentum in his favor. It's unbelievable what's happening here.
You can see the pain in the face of Dalton Castle. Oh, Dalton, though, has picked the knee in a collegiate move, and you can see how quick, gets a quick offensive maneuver and tries to roll out of the way.
Dalton's just trying to buy time here.
Yeah, if you're Castle, you got to get to the outside. I got to think.
Oh, there's nothing behind that.
Plenty behind that.
It really is Jay Lethal's match right now.
I think toe-to-toe is not a situation Dalton wants to be in right now, because Jay Lethal, he's got hands like shovels, fists like hams, and those chops, I tell you, they weaken the knees.
But we may have underestimated the former champion. Castle firing back with chops of his own. Now trading blows in the center of the ring.
It's turned into a hockey brawl.
It's breaking down.
European uppercut creates some space. Lethal now off the ropes. Fires in with a forearm. Castle bouncing back, delivering one to Lethal. And it's Lethal.
That was a big shot. That one hurt him.
Got just enough of that to Castle, but a pump kick really rocks Castle.
And we have seen so many different dynamics of this match in such a short time.
That Dalton went out through the bottom and middle rope, and he could have landed on the back of his head on the concrete floor there. This might be the end of the match.
You think the boys would have been there to catch him? I don't think that's going to do you any help there. You're right, though. I mean, he might have knocked his head. And this would be an awful way to see his championship shot.
Look at Jay. He looks conflicted. I don't know if he wants to win it on a count out.
I mean, he's a man of honor, though, too, if he brings him in and
he's let him roll in.
Yeah.
Well, Jay might be needing to buy time for himself as well. I mean, like he may not have a specific injury that like Dalton does, but at the end of the day, he took some serious punishment in the first 5 minutes of this matchup.
Including that suplex on the outside.
I think that's why he's going back to basics, because I think he's worried about committing too much to anything too high risk.
Look at this, a chin lock again. Most basic form. Clutch variation here under the jaw.
This is a Jay Lethal I can get on board with. I am well versed in the idea of keeping it simple, working your opponent down, staying on top of them, grinding them down, a war of attrition. This is what a world champion does. This is how you keep the championship, because it's not just about the damage you inflict on your opponent, it's about minimizing the damage to yourself. Jay Lethal right now, and perfect textbook championship defense.
And every time he adjusts, every time there's movement, it's deliberate. He uses the movement in the adjustment periods to drive his own tailbone into the back of Castle. But Castle looking to power out here. He's looking to reestablish this vertical base. Castle's so strong, but does he have enough in his back? Does he have enough in his core?
Whoa!
Electric chair drop. Sends Lethal down and breaks the chin lock.
How much did that take out of him, though, Nick?
Unbelievable. That's exactly right, Colt. It was a necessary thing to do, but at the same time, it may have been the last ditch for Dalton.
Well, it has given him some breathing time of some sorts.
Is Lethal still clutching that neck? We take a look here. The great crowd joining us in Concord, North Carolina. Honor Reign Supreme main event, World Championship on the line. Castle to his feet first, and now it's Lethal. But Castle going on the offensive, countered by Lethal. Up and over goes Castle. Springboard, drop kick misses.
Great diversion by Castle.
That's what I was talking about. Jay Lethal going high risk, and it didn't pay off.
Ooh, maybe possibly another suplex on the outside. This time maybe German?
Yeah, when we see it, it's in a fluid motion. Clearly that back hurt.
Again, back to the injury. What I'm surprised about here is that Lethal, despite being a man of honor, despite being an honorable champion, that was kind of a shortcut. I mean, I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm just saying I'm surprised.
Didn't wrestle out of it, you're right, Nick, driving him into the barricade.
You take advantage of every advantage. At the end of the day, that's what a champion has to do at times.
And from this position, Jay Lethal usually likes to hit that suicide dive. You can see him kind of lining it up, waiting for Dalton to kind of reach his feet. Now we're gonna see the champion fly.
Got him.
Oh, Dalton's head went straight into the barrier there.
And Lethal.
You saw Lethal threw up one finger because it's usually not just one, is it, Ian?
No, it's usually a triad. We may be looking at number 2 here. Lethal sizing up Castle. Castle getting back to his feet. It's Jay Lethal delivering another.
We may have been seeing a little rope-a-dope from Lethal in the early going here. I was under the impression that maybe he was suffering, maybe he was hurting after that onslaught, but maybe he allowed Dalton to get that early advantage, knowing that he wasn't going to be able to handle it in the deep water.
Oh, Castle.
Get out of here!
Cutter!
Did you see the instincts on Jay Lethal? He was like an animal in the wild.
Unbelievable, but it's not in the ring. So now we're in a very weird situation.
It's not in the ring, and also as he was driving Dalton Castle down, you gotta think a little body.
Absolutely.
You got to think that neck got rattled there. I mean, the impact, that thin layer of gymnastic-style padding on the outside, it's covering concrete.
Every time you perform a maneuver like that, you're going to put some punishment on your own hips, your lower back, your hamstrings, all of those areas. You've got to take that risk. Every single thing in professional wrestling is a risk-reward ratio.
You take
that
it,
is high risk.
You take it, and he did. And you wonder if Jay's maybe going to go for that third dive?
Well, sometimes he gets fixated on it, Colt.
Oh, Todd Sinclair's up to 16.
Yeah, Ring of Honor, we have a 20 count. Lethal might just take the win here. And I don't blame him. Castle is a worthy challenger, but if you can leave North Carolina as champion, you do it. Instead, it's Castle coming in at 19.
And Todd Sinclair, he held that 19 a little bit. Jay Lethal up to the top.
Hail to the kid. Oh, God.
Beautiful counter.
Oh, no, the crucifix caught. And instead, Lethal turned into high gear with a lethal combination.
And this time maybe a little quicker for Jay Lethal
No
up top.
time wasting this time. You're right, Cole. He's going all the way up.
Going to the very tip top. It's Jay Lethal. Hail to the king.
Yeah, this time destined to hit it, and he does.
Hooks the leg. 2.
Ooh.
Great resiliency from Dalton to get that shoulder up. Jay had the leg hooked. He had body on body. He had everything going there to get the 3 count. But Dalton, much respect. Kicks out. This match continues.
You see fans ringside now on their feet in anticipation. This World Championship match. Who will leave North Carolina as the Ring of Honor World Champion? Right now it's Lethal with the advantage on Castle. Maybe he's trying to soften Castle up for the figure 4. And Castle taking no chances, fighting out of it right away.
Those kicks were right to the deltoid.
Big kick, staggers Castle.
Jay is so well versed. He's hit so many tools in his toolkit. Dalton hit a couple of kicks to that deltoid. Maybe he was stunned for a second. Goes to the kicks.
And looking for the lethal injection. Castle catches Lethal.
Yeah, maybe calling out a little too long there.
Knife edge chop.
Those chops are just devastating. Look, it took Dalton off his feet.
Yeah, just collapsing is Dalton Castle.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, but Dalton's got to get up before he's able to hit it.
Ooh.
Almost kicked him up.
Lethal, hit, caught, roll up, Dalton Castle, 2. Ooh. Great body positioning, getting some extra weight to really fold him up. Instead, Lethal in, up and over. Castle charging and caught by Lethal. And now Castle staring out of the corner. It's Lethal going up top. Castle sends him down. Castle charging and connects with that running knee. Ooh!
Oh, whoa!
Dalton's got a second wind here.
And Jay Lethal has no wind as he went from the top all the way to the bottom.
You take a knee to the side of the head that rocks you and rings your bell, and then you go to the concrete floor, and then you get run into the barricades. This is Dalton's biggest chance of the matchup. He's got to capitalize and go for it here, all of it.
Golden opportunity, Castle, that signature switching bulldog. Now covers, hooks the leg, 1, 2. Ooh.
That was 2 9/10.
Very, very close.
Castle's got to stay on him here. He's got to power through. He has to play through the pain.
Jay Lethal has been in that predicament, though, many times. People trying to take away that championship. There you see. Huge crowd here in North Carolina. It's all about that ROH World Championship. It's on the line.
There's nothing like a World Championship match in North Kakalaki. Speaking from experience.
Castle catching his breath, knowing the gold is within his fingertips. And Castle likes these submissions. He's got a submission on the ground. He calls it the Julie Newmar. He has a body scissors, a body hug, a bear hug. He loves to wear down the torso in the midsection. We might be seeing a change of game plan here, and he might be going in that direction, Nick.
We're seeing a change of game plan and a change of gears because Dalton realizes that he has to stay in control. So you got body on body, and he's nailing Jay with those. It's so hard to breathe when someone's leaning on you like that. And all those strikes, all to the midsection, all to the ribs, all to the lungs.
Big back elbow trying to loosen the grip of Castle. Castle hanging on by his fingertips.
Listen to this crowd.
50-50 is Dalton Castle with a banger.
Beautiful
Victory
counter,
roll
that's
on.
it.
To Jay Lethal, no. Here we go, Lethal, and caught. German suplex.
But he didn't hold on. He could have had, but Jay Lethal's right up.
What the hell?
Lethal caught with a back elbow. It's Castle driving Lethal down.
Unbelievable exchange.
The former champion in a moment of redemption, looking to put Lethal in the back racket. God, power bomb.
What a reversal, Jay
Final
Lethal.
bomb.
What a reversal.
Ducks the
On that
clothesline.
lower back.
Lethal and Jackson.
Right in the middle. He got all of that one, boys.
Good night, Dalton Castle.
Look at the leg.
two,
Body on body.
Three.
Here is your winner, and still the Ring of Honor World Champion, Jay Lethal.
And this is what Ring of Honor is all about. This is what professional wrestling is all about.
Following contest is your television main event. It is set for one fall, and it is for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Introducing first to my right, the challenger, wrestling out of Palermo, Sicily, weighing 232 pounds, the Sicilian psychopath, Tommaso Ciampa. His opponent to my left is accompanied by Truth Martini and fellow House of Truth member Donovan Dijak, wrestling out of Tampa, Florida. Weighing 218 pounds, he's representing the House of Truth, and he's the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. And the greatest first generation wrestler, Jay Lethal.
Kevin, let me point out the obvious here. Dijak is here. Martini's here. Where's Jay Diesel?
That's a very good question as we now go to the tail of the tape. Evenly matched as far as height and weight, but walking in as the champion, a distinct advantage. Ciampa's gonna have to be at his very best to beat the best with the TV title on the line. So where is Jay Diesel? And will that play a role in the outcome of the match? To be determined, the code of honor adhered to. Of course, the road, the highway of Lethal versus Ciampa was not a one-stop journey over the television title. Ciampa lost 9 months of his professional career after tearing his ACL in a match against Lethal. Still has the scar in his knee. He'll never be the same, but all right, fans. Lethal is on the back pedal already, but the bell is sounded. We've got a match. We've got to take a break, fans. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. TV title on the line.
Shut up. I need to concentrate.
All right, fans, we are back. Fans are talking about this matchup right now on social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the hashtag Lethal versus Ciampa. Holy Road Warrior Hawk. Now Lethal thinks that Ciampa's weakened. Here he goes! 1 leg, 2!
Oh. Now the history between Tommaso and Jay goes back a few years, and you had mentioned it earlier before the break. It was the match where Tommaso blew out his knee, tore his ACL, lost 9 months of his career, was in the match against Jay Lethal.
Yep.
It was Jay Lethal that defeated Tommaso Ciampa for the ROH World Television Championship in New Orleans over a year ago in 2 straight falls. And in turn,
join the House of Truth.
Ciampa got back on his feet.
Ciampa has always had it in the back of his mind that one day he was going to get revenge against Jay Lethal.
Now look at Dijak lending a helping hand, saving Lethal there. Of course, it was Tommaso, Steve, that saved Nigel McGuinness at the 13th anniversary.
Right, exactly.
Nigel had said, you owe me one, I'll put you in this match, but you owe me one. That debt is paid. And it was Tommaso that saved Nigel from the attack from Unbreakable Michael Elgin. So there are there's a lot of story, there's a lot of history between these two. But what it boils down to in the 18-foot squared circle, two of the very best athletes in the world today are competing for one of the richest titles in professional wrestling that Lethal has elevated. Steve, we talked about it before. What Lethal has meant to the television title is, I don't think anybody could duplicate that.
Absolutely. I mean, he has just brought up that value, just like you said. Longest reigning ROH World Television Champion. Most title defenses.
Corner to corner. Ciampa is wearing out Lethal right now.
It looks like it could come to an end right here on Ring of Honor Television.
I do want to mention we have standby matches at the ready in case there is a quick outcome, and Ciampa's going to look to make this decision a fast one. Of course, if you remember, Ciampa secured the television title in rapid fashion. Look at, oh, wait a second now. There's the dive.
Double crash and burn by Jay Lethal. One more time. Here flies the champ. Oh no!
Out into the crowd. Martini loves what he sees.
Ciampa falling on the lap of two of our San Antonio faithful. This is the type of action, ladies and gentlemen, that you get to see at live ROH events. Think about it, Amarillo, Texas, Friday, May 29th, Saturday, Oklahoma City, both for the first time. Then Connellsville, Illinois, June 5th. Then Nashville, Saturday, June 6th. We're building up, baby. Best in the world from New York City, Terminal 5, Friday night, June 19th. Catch all the action live and go to ROHWrestling.com to get your tickets.
Cover. Just a one count. Just a one count right there. All right, fans, this television title match continues. Stay with us.
Think about how important this match is, especially with War of the Worlds and Global Wars just around the corner. Okada, Tanahashi, Nakamura, Liger, many more will be in action. Philadelphia, Toronto, two of the greatest wrestling cities in history. Wow, wow.
Yeah,
what a chop.
Those events very well be sold out by the time you hear these words. Go to ROHWrestling.com. But you know the winner of this match will walk in as the television champion. They will be a part of War of the Worlds and Global Wars, and they'll be looking to defend that title against New Japan's best.
And Jay Lethal already defended the championship just a few weeks ago against Jushin Thunder Liger, successfully defending that World Television title. You had a heck of a broadcast partner for that one.
I did. That was Adam Cole. Did a great job.
Sure did. Not jealous at all.
Economical use of words. Didn't say a whole lot.
Are you saying that I talk too much?
No, what I'm...
You're the guy on the internet, aren't you?
I like you better than Adam Cole as a broadcast partner. How about that?
All right. What about in the looks department?
Well, that's a different measuring stick, one which I don't really think about. Hey, is Ciampa out?
He might be.
Truth Martini went into his own pocket and paid to have that television title redesigned.
That's not cheap.
Yeah, but Martini is. So you know it meant a lot to him to get that title redone. To now say Ring of Honor champion. And what about what happened when Lethal basically called out Jay Brisco? He didn't try to, but it's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. All he had to do was badmouth the champ, and out came Brisco, and they went toe-to-toe.
And they sure did, and man, these two are on a collision course. Jay Lethal, Jay Brisco.
Well, really, I mean, what we're talking about is who is the most dominant champion.
And they both are. That's, you know, if they both sat down in a room and talked it over, they would both agree that, man, we're both excellent. We're both leading the charge here of this Ring of Honor revolution. Oh, Ciampa going for the clothesline, missing.
Ciampa missed by inches. I mean, it was so close to connecting. All right, fans, this television title match between Jay Lethal, former champion Tommaso Ciampa, continues. Stay with us. We are back on Ring of Honor Wrestling. The TV title hangs in the balance. Jay Lethal, Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa doing the knocking down. Trying to change the momentum of this match.
Throwing German.
Watch out.
Oh, there's the knee strike.
Yeah, but Lethal rolled to the floor.
I don't think he rolled. I think he was forced. Here comes Tommaso.
Martini tried to put the brakes on, but there's no stopping Tommaso. San Antonio coming alive. Watch out, Lethal.
Running knee strike.
It's that time again, ROH Code Line. Your chance to become the ultimate ROH insider. Call the ROH Code Line at 800-885-4ROH. Your ultimate destination for ROH breaking news and exclusive offers that could save you hundreds of dollars. Call 800-885-4ROH to receive a free Women of Honor action screenshot. Jay Lethal is the most dominant ROH television champion in history. What wrestler has Lethal faced during his reign but has never defeated? Is it ACH or Hansen? Call 800-885-4ROH. That's 800-885-4ROH to prove you're the ultimate insider. Now back into the ring. It could be just a matter of time before Tommaso Ciampa, crowned two-time television champion, but Lethal back on his feet.
The time that it took Tommaso Ciampa to take the selfie with the fan gave Jay Lethal, the ROH World Television Champion, time to recoup. Now they're to the top rope. Top rope superplex. Oh, he got him! This is it! Two! Oh.
Super kick, no. Caught out of midair. Knee strike blocked by Lethal. Not that time, though. Oh! Oh! Both men are down! Martini consulting the Book of Truth, trying to find the answers to the questions posed by Tommaso Ciampa.
They're fighting over the book. We've seen this before.
Now the Book of Truth. Oh! Down! Gorgeous! This is it! Do we have a new champion in? No!
Tommaso's feeling the momentum shifting to him. Hard chop.
Blisters him in the corner. Watch out, though. Oh! Ciampa with the response. Elevates him, neck breaker. 2, no, Ciampa kicks out again.
These two warriors going at it, tooth and nail. All for the ROH World Television Championship.
Fans, a brief reminder that we will see Chris Sabin make his Ring of Honor television debut next week, scheduled to take on Kyle O'Reilly. Plus, what a six-man main event we have. ACH, Matt Seidel, and Alberto El Patron against Mark and Jay Brisco and Roderick Strong. That's next week, Ring of Honor Wrestling. But will we have a new television champion when we come to you next week? Lethal combination.
Wow, no. He's got him. This is what brought him the ROH World Television title.
The Sicilian stretch. Lethal trying to fight it. Desperate to get to the rope.
He's got it. Now he's got it. Tommaso Ciampa is seconds away from regaining the World Television title.
And with one final wrench at the last second before disqualification.
Don't go away, the title's on the line. Fans, we're back and the action continues.
Ciampa's had a lack of focus at times, sometimes undisciplined, but he has been picture perfect so far here. Wait a second, Martini got the leg hook. Don't let it end like this.
Oh. Dijak, Ciampa.
Yeah, Martini scurried away to the safety found with the 6'7" Donovan Dijak. This is where Jay Diesel.
You know, he's wondering where Jay Diesel's at.
For whatever reason, he is not here this week.
Or is he?
Well, obviously, Dijak, if he gets involved, that would be a disqualification.
Ciampa knows this.
Yeah, but he's got to be, he can't afford to risk a DQ. Here comes Lethal. Wait a minute, caught.
Oh! On the floor, he's gonna get him in the ring. Mind games.
1, 2, no! Ciampa's frustration building.
He knew Lethal was stalking. He knew Dijak couldn't hit him or he would cost Lethal the match. Great game plan by Tommaso Ciampa.
From the top, that's it! 1, 2, and no! Come on!
Three! His head hit for the 3!
Wait a minute! Todd! Dijak just came in and flattened Ciampa. One, two, and now!
The cornerstone of the House of Truth is the television title. If Lethal loses the title, the House of Truth could crumble. Wow! There is no stopping Tommaso Ciampa except for that. Oh! He got him! He played possum! 2! Oh! What a roller coaster ride this championship match has been.
The mind games that Ciampa's played all match have worked in his favor.
Taking a page out of Lethal's book with his version of Hail to the King. That would have added insult to the injury of losing the title. Martini pounding the apron to try to inspire. Wait a second now. Donovan Dijak comes in, and out he goes. Yes! Todd Sinclair seen it up! Sinclair could run for mayor of San Antonio, and he'd win in a rout. Hit the bricks. It's gonna be, whoa, no, well, now, while Sinclair is making sure that Donovan Dijak and Truth Martini leave, the low blow, oh, no, followed by the lethal injection. It is over. The winner of the match, and still Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Generico. Match, Mark Brisco against El Generico.
Well, it is Saturday night, August 11th, 2007. Ring of Honor is here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At the National Guard Armory, Death Before Dishonor 5 weekend continues here tonight. And it looks as though El Generico has been sent into battle by his tag team partner Kevin Steen to have his match first against Mark Brisco. Falls count anywhere. Dave Prazak joined by Lenny Leonard.
Well, Kevin Steen apparently had to make a quick call to mommy, so it was El Generico being sent down first, and he just got waylaid with a clothesline on the floor.
The Briscoes not wanting to wait to start the fight here tonight. The shooting star press. All the way to the floor. Gets a near fall out of it. Out on the floor. They bring the action back inside the ring. Samoan drop right there from Mark Brisco, but only a near fall for him as well.
Well, these two were part of that big brawl last night in Boston, the Boston Street Fight. Steen and Generico picking up another victory over the Briscoes. Northern Lights suplex for a 2 count. What a brawl that was all over the building. They came right out to the announce position. We had to get the hell out of there.
It was out of control, and no doubt the matches this evening between these four is going to be just as crazy. Mark Brisco going to take another chance. Just waiting for the right moment.
Generico, though, able to sidestep him and send Brisco crashing face first into the guardrail. It's just another match in the Briscoes versus Steen and Generico series throughout the month of August. That'll see a steel cage match for the tag titles at Cage Rage, and then a 2 out of 3 Falls World Tag Team title match at Manhattan Mayhem 2.
Well, they've taken their rivalry across the ROH territory. And right now, it's El Generico in control. Generico looking to get a running start. Full head of steam, but right into the elbow from Mark Brisco. Body slam on the floor. It looks like he's going to use that barricade as a launching pad.
Trying to get settled up there, but Generico able to get back to his feet in time. Perched on that guardrail. Very dangerous position.
suplex off the guardrail. Gets a near fall, does El Generico.
Generico and Steen have their sights firmly set on the World Tag Team titles, but those two matches tonight, the singles matches between these four athletes and the tag match last night, nothing more than a fight. No titles on the line, just a match for respect.
Big crossbody off the top from Generico, but only gets two. The Briscoes have been so impressive during their reign as World Tag Team Champions here in 2007. No one has been able to stop them, particularly in 2 out of 3 falls matches, earning 2 straight falls against their opponents. And El Generico and Kevin Steen, they've looked just as impressive. They might be the team to take the belts away from the Briscoes. But it's going to take a whole lot to do it. Nice split leg moonsault from El Generico.
It's the leg once again and only able to get 2. Mark Briscoe getting the shoulder up. Todd Sinclair right there with the count.
You know, we've seen them brawl all over the building. It could be that steel cage that is finally what it takes for Generico and Steen to do as much damage as possible inside a small enclosed area and win the championship belts.
Series of forearms from Generico in the corner. Fires Mark to the opposite side. Head of steam from Generico, charges, but Briscoe gets the boots up. Springboard moonsault press. Right back to his feet. Waiting for Generico. Mark Briscoe, karate thrust to the throat.
He's a karate man.
Series of chops and thrusts. Back heel kick to the back of the head.
Generico seeing stars. He's behind you. Springboard missile drop kick. Sends Generico through the ropes and out to the floor.
Mark Briscoe now ready to pounce. Baseball slide drop kick. Sends him up the aisle. Falls, remember, count anywhere in the building here. Series of right hands from Mark Briscoe. As he climbs back on the apron, Generico down on the floor.
What could he have in mind?
Well, crazy Mark Briscoe likes to jump off of high places.
He'll jump off anything. But Generico was able to get back to his feet and belly-to-back suplex off the apron to the floor. But Mark Briscoe kicks out.
The uncanny ability of the Briscoes, and in this particular case, Mark, to absorb punishment and continue to come back and fight. Once again on display, and the fans here in Philly appreciate the efforts of one half of the World Tag Team Champs, and they're battling up the aisleway. Forearm shot from Mark. Overhead chop from Generico. Briscoe fires back.
Oh, it could be looking for the brainbuster on the ramp. Trying to get him up for that brainbuster, but blocked.
Shots to the midsection by Mark. Trying to cinch in a suplex of his own. Knee strike. Right on the bridge of the nose. Big running boot, the back of his head, bounced off the steel. Cover.
So close, but only 2. Now, is El Generico just starting to come into his own as a singles competitor? We've seen that he and Kevin Steen are very dangerous as a tag team unit, but it was Generico going to the finals of the Race to the Top tournament as a single. Now he's looking to finish the job, falls count anywhere in a singles match with the brainbuster on the ramp. Can he hit it? No, landing on his feet.
Waistlock, elbow from Generico, frees himself. Oh, looking for it. Exploder!
On the ramp! That could be it. That could finish off El Generico for this matchup, but Mark can't go for immediate cover. So much has been taken out of him thus far. There's the cover. Generico gets his shoulder up.
Oh, that split-second delay there, that couple of seconds where Briscoe had to try and regain his own faculties before going for the cover, gave Generico just enough time to get the shoulder up.
Both men crawl away. It's Mark Briscoe, the only man on his feet, though. It's time to man up. And here comes Kevin Steen with a ladder. Looking to do damage. Mark Brisco saw it, though, and connected with the boot.
There's super kick Steen. DDT!
And that's it.
Here is your winner, El Generico.
Generico scores the fall over Mark in a wild match. You better believe Jay versus Kevin Steen will be red hot later tonight when they collide in a lights out match, and they're going at it right now.